Good evening. We present the news summary. As of next Monday, the Seychelles International Airport will cease its operations at midnight and resume at 5 a.m. the next day. The new measure was announced by the Seychelles Civil Aviation Authority and its partners during a press conference this afternoon. The decision was taken in consultation with the Association of Taxi Drivers. The measure, which is for an initial 3 months, is geared towards controlling the entry of taxi at the airport following complaints about the behavior of certain drivers.
This is not the first time SCA has faced the media to answer questions on the conduct of taxi drivers at the airport. And we have also been called before the National Assembly last year to provide clarification as to what we are doing to solve the taxi disorders, I will call it, at the airport. I will say disorder because of bad behavior by taxi drivers, not respecting the rules at the airport itself or from their own regulation. Their regulations set the standards for them to follow in terms of appearance and respect to customers and so forth. We are an airport, we've got standards, and we are also pushing for higher standards. And for once and for all, we've introduced temporary measures of 3 months to close the airport at midnight for taxi drivers only, because they have a separate entrance to join the queue, and we will reopen at 5 in the morning. But however, we know that sometimes we have early morning flights from Kenya Airways or Sri Lankan or other private jets, but they will be allowed to join, to pick up passengers. And airport will remain open for other stakeholders because we are 24 hours, so others will continue. So the problem we are attempting to solve is the misconduct of the taxi drivers, leaving their cars unattended or sleeping in their cars all night at the airport.
The Cabinet has given approval for the Ministry of Finance, National Planning and Trade to undertake further discussions with the IMF in order to implement a new extended fund facility and an arrangement under the Resilience and Sustainability Facility to support efforts in maintaining macroeconomic stability. Vice President Ahmed Afif said the new agreement should help to enhance Seychelles' resilience to climate-related shocks.
One of the reasons that the government has decided that we need a new program with the IMF, it's called an extended fund facility, is that there are a lot of benefits to being accredited to a program because you are measured by an internationally recognized institution, and as a result of the different ratings that you score based on your performance, this allows you to get much more favorable access to international finance. And so we value very much our relationship with both the IMF and the World Bank, but this facility is specifically with the IMF.
Cabinet also approved a proposal for the government to subscribe to an automated fueling system for government vehicles. The aim of the move is to increase efficiency in the government's fuel management process and usage, and also to address fraudulent practices and revenue leakages attributed to the current manual system. The fuel automation system is also in line with the digitalization program of the government.
The advantage would be that the new system is digital. The current system is manual, so very bureaucratic, takes time, involves a lot of paperwork, and not very efficient in terms of ensuring that the fuel that you've paid for is actually gets into your vehicle. So the digital system is one whereby the driver has an online authorization through either his tablet or a phone. And as he reaches the fuel station, his vehicle also has a QR code, and therefore is recognized on arrival, not some other vehicle, but that particular vehicle. And as the fuel is poured into that vehicle, the details of that are also going straight into the system. So it ensures that what is paid for a particular vehicle actually reaches that vehicle only and nowhere else. So it's more modern and it's more efficient.
Public entities that are funded fully or partly by the government have until early next year to proactively disclose information about their organizations. The Information Commission gave the notice last month in the official Gazette. The Commission has also reported that while most public bodies are in compliance with the law, there are few others still struggling to set up their websites because of budgetary constraints and or lack of technical expertise. PUC is urging residents of Perseverance to stop tampering and vandalizing their infrastructure, such as the substations, electrical boxes, and streetlights poles. PUC's Chief Operation Officer, Ravin Sunasi, said work to repair the infrastructures started nearly 3 months ago after receiving numerous complaints from residents of Perseverance. However, PUC has noticed an increase in vandalism cases even after the infrastructures had been repaired.
When we investigated, we found out that a lot of infrastructure was tampered with. So we immediately made an assessment and stepped in to help. Progress was well underway, around 60% completed. Until recently, we noticed that whatever repair work that has been done on the network has been vandalized, and a lot of new infrastructure were broken. New cables laid has been stolen. New protection systems, circuit breakers, all broken apart.
3 diplomats, namely the Canadian High Commissioner to Seychelles, the Deputy British High Commissioner to Seychelles, and the Counselor of the U.S. Embassy, visited the Regional Coordinating Operations Center based at Bois de Rose this morning. The center coordinates military exercises within the region with regards to maritime crimes. The annual Cutlass Express exercise is aimed at keeping the Seychelles Coast Guard at par with the most up-to-date methods to tackling crimes at sea. The University of Seychelles will be starting a project in July this year on how to support students and teachers to use multiple languages. This follows results collected during a study that Professor Mats Ducherman and Dr. Justin Gelim did in 2017. Many students encountered problems when shifting learning from their mother tongue to another language, such as English. The university believes that giving more support will help ease the situation.
The project is very much about capturing what's happening in the field and exposing challenges and problems within this. We're looking at the Seychelles, but we're also collaborating with people in Zanzibar and in Tanzania who also have transition systems, that is systems that start in local languages and then the medium of instruction then moves on to English quite abruptly. So we are looking at the challenges arriving in the transition phase in particular, and in the Seychelles that's in primary 3. So we're looking at how well equipped teachers are to cope with this, how their pedagogy is adapted to children who maybe don't quite have that good command of English, but also looking at ways that we can support learners using Creole to support the teaching in English. So we're not really propagating a change towards teaching in Creole, but rather finding good models for supporting learners so they can follow teaching in English.
And this was the news summary. Thank you for your attention.